AITA for kicking my sister out to the streets because she cannot take my thing violin playing? I am 30F. A musician. Playing gigs and at an orchestra as a violinist. Rehearsals just resumed, so orchestra is my main source of income. ATM. My sister, 26F, is a social worker, working 3 days a week, so minimal income, but she adores her job. I live in a small 2-bedroom apartment. Both rooms around 9 to 10 square meters. Using the second room as a practice room, storage for my instruments. 3 violins, 2 guitars, a digital piano, a small drum kit, and other stuff. 4 months ago my sister broke up with her BF and I offered her my spare room. Temporarily. I moved most of my stuff to the living room so I could fit a small bed in there. Sis moved in, but she asked me to move more stuff to the living room. I moved pretty much everything sans the piano, to the point where the living room became uninhabitable. Then she started complaining about my violin playing, saying it gave her headaches. I told her I couldn't stop the daily practice without risking my only steady income. The arguments got worse. She told me to play only when she wasn't home. But with her work schedule one couldn't afford that. I tried switching to the electric violin, but even that can be pretty loud, so it didn't help. Several times I reminded her this was only a temporary arrangement, but she didn't seem to hear me. 2 weeks ago I arrived home to finding my piano in the bathroom, near water and humidity, because my sis needed the space for her new double bed. When I told her she can't SRSLY expect me to store my piano there, she said, "Yeah, you will just have to sell it, I guess." I got so mad I told her she has 7 days to leave. But she didn't take me seriously. For a week I only talked to her to remind her how much time she has left. But she always laughed it off. Told me to stop acting like a crazy person. When the deadline came I boxed up all her stuff while she was at work. Booked an Airbnb bedsit close by and drove her stuff there. She was livid but couldn't do anything but take her new keys and stay there. The following week she kept calling me with an increasingly apologetic tone, saying she shouldn't have moved my piano or bought a bed. She promised she would put more effort into finding a new place. And by the end of the week I considered most of our issues at least addressed. So I drove to help her move back. But when I was carrying the first box down, she went, "I do hope you will at least stop with the violin this time." I absolutely refused to take more of that thing violin. I dropped the box, wished her good luck and left. Now, 2 days later. On one hand it feels like a huge overreaction to leave my own sister literally homeless because of an argument about the violin. I know she cannot afford to stay there. But on the other hand I have no plans to allow her back here, because I feel she would just continue crossing boundaries and never leave. So, AITA? NTA. Guests don't get to make the rules for what you can do in your own household. Entitled freeloading guests who think they make the rules are the absolute worst. NTA noise-canceling headphones. Problem solved. If she is unable to do the absolute bare minimum, then she clearly doesn't mind being homeless. It is absolutely absurd that she would touch a musician's instruments in their house and not know that there would not be a repercussions. You even gave her a second chance. Focus on your work and she can deal with her problems. Yeah. No. NTA. I'm a professional musician as well. Opera singer. As musicians, we must practice to keep our skills in good upkeep and flexibility. Especially after a damn year of gig drought. As someone who suffers from chronic migraines and the sound of constant violin would cause me intense pain every single day, I'm still saying NTA. She is living in your home. If she gets headaches from violin playing, she either should make herself scarce or buy earplugs, noise-canceling headphones. When I had to move back in with my parents, I never bitched when my stepfather would have Zoom meetings for work in the next room. I'd ask them to keep it down if I had a bad migraine, but only when he wasn't working. I'd never ask him to sacrifice his job performance, which is what she's asking you to do. NTA. NTA. If the violin bothered her, she should have made herself scarce during practice hours. NTA. I guess we can see why her BF dumped her too. Obviously your violin is essential for your working life, and as a guest it was up to her to accommodate herself to it. Buying herself a new bed for your apartment without asking is a huge boundary transgression. Likewise the piano. She sounds very self-centered. Hopefully this whole affair will prove a wake-up call for her, though my hopes are not high. NTA. Yeah, your sister told you that your profession and your need to practice didn't matter because it inconvenienced her. She doesn't give a damn about you or your life. She just wants what she wants, when she wants it. Your sister feels entitled to trash your profession and tell you that your professional accomplishments don't matter because her needs obviously need to take priority. Yeah, you didn't overreact. Your sister told you that your life and your career don't matter a hill of beans when compared to her need for peace and quiet. Feel no guilt. NTA. She only had one job: graciously accept you providing shelter for her. But she effed it up, despite multiple points where she could have sucked it up. Ling Ling approves. NTA. Your house, your rules. Your sister shouldn't bite the hand that feeds. NTA. You're not overreacting. She's entitled and ungrateful. She needs to figure out her own living situation. If I were you, I wouldn't help her out anymore. NTA. You give her a place to stay for free. Then when she complains about your FC King violin, you explain you cannot afford to not play because it is literally your job and she is mad at you? No way. Don't let her back in again. Don't answer calls or texts until you get a legitimate apology because you did nothing wrong. She is ungrateful and rude beyond belief. NTA. Choosy beggar, much? NTA. She's disrespectful and entitled. You were trying to do her a favor and she was rude at every possible turn. Let her find another job and figure out her own living situation. I agree with you. I think if you let her back in, she'd be sorry for a day or two and go right back to her old tricks. You deserve better. Reclaim your music room and keep doing what you need to be successful. NTA. She has been ridiculous the entire time. Agreeable house guests would be annoying in your situation. Your sister is atrocious. There are consequences for your actions. She learned that this week. Stick to your guns. All good deals come to an end. NTA. Instead of buying a new bed, she could have bought noise-canceling headphones. NTA. By buying a bigger bed and moving the last remaining instrument from the room. You sister has claimed your music room as her room. Not temporarily. She had no intention of finding other accommodations. Your inconvenience of no longer having a dedicated music space or a usable living room that you pay rent for does not seem to concern her at all. Instead, she complains that you play your violin, an instrument you use to make money, so can pay for the apartment that you are graciously allowing her to live in. Your sister does not seem to appreciate what you have done for her. It may be hard, but your sister is 26 years old and needs to learn to sort herself out another place to stay. Your place is for you to use as you see fit. NTA. Sounds like your sister is willingly choosing a life of homelessness to me. Can I just say the part when the sister moved the digital piano into the bathroom literally got me heated. I have an electronic keyboard and was the last gift from my pop. I think it was around $3K. I haven't played it in a while, but I wanna hook it up for MIDI support for digital music. Sorry, off topic. But if my sister did that to me, they would never be allowed to live or visit me ever again. Plus, with how expensive instruments are plus any sentimental value, it's such a crummy move of the sister, and the bathroom was a stupid place to put it on her part. It sounds like she doesn't appreciate your property and she's only upset she got kicked out. NTA op. NTA, your work is more important than her complaining. Tell her to move back in with your parents, but don't take her back. NTA, and I'm kind of doubting your sister broke up with the boyfriend. She sounds insufferable and entitled. Move your stuff back into your rehearsal space. She's just going to have to patch things up with the ex or find a new BF.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.